I am excited to invite to the hot seat Linda Van Horn, founder and CEO of iShare Medical, correct?
Yes, great.
Your software aggregates a person's medical records from all their providers into one shareable lifetime medical record to minimize errors and reduce costs. So I'm excited to have you here, Linda.
Well, thank you.
As you know, we like to start with that big picture question. So let's talk about iShare Medical's audacious health moonshot. What are you shooting for?
Yes, well, iShare Medical is on a mission to be able to help simplify the process of being able for patients, providers, and payers to be able to get, organize, use, and share medical information. And we aggregate that information into a complete medical record that creates the foundation for a learning health system. So we really think there's three macro trends we're really addressing. The first one is identity management. So we ID proof the patient, provider, or payer, and we assign them an iShare ID that's bound to a couple of key pairs that are used for encryption, decryption, and digital signature, because it's really important in healthcare to know that the person you're talking to can be trusted.
Okay.
And then the second part of that's interoperability, the ability to share that data regardless of care setting, provider, or EHR system.
Okay.
The third item is the learning health system. And the learning health system, basically, we look at what happened in the past, and then we look at what's monitoring what's happening now.
Yeah.
And then we can use what's happening now to create triggers, to create events, to automate processes.
Okay.
And then we can also then predict what will most likely happen.
Okay.
So we can improve care and outcomes and reduce costs.
Very nice. I mean, interoperability is a big issue across so many different platforms. How is iShare Medical's take on interoperability unique, or how are you kind of going at that problem?
Exactly. Well, we began with the end in mind, which is creating a learning health system, one that could learn from what was happening and then adjust the model. So we started by saying, what do we need to do to be a learning health system? And the first foundation was trust. So we became ENAC accredited for HIPAA privacy and security.
What is that for anyone who doesn't know ENAC accreditation?
ENAC is a organization that accredits software for compliance. And a lot of providers require HIPAA accreditation for privacy and security.
Got it.
So we became an ENAC accredited for privacy and security. Then we became a direct trust accredited trust anchor. Then we, just most recently, which is the most exciting part, is we became one of the first QHINs, Qualified Health Information Networks.
Okay.
So under a new law called 21st Century Cures Act, it mandates that the Office of National Coordinator for Health IT create an information superhighway.
Okay.
And that superhighway is going to have these interoperability brokers, and they're called QHINs. And it's a really big technology lift, and it's a huge accomplishment to be able to become a QHIN. It allows us to have bidirectional exchange of data throughout the healthcare system.
Got it. Okay. All right. So that's kind of what you're building and kind of giving us that big picture. So let's talk about the end of 2019 into 2020. What are you most excited about for iShare Medical, and what can we expect coming up?
Yes, well, we have some really big wins that we really worked on in 19, but we closed the deals just a couple weeks ago. So one of them was getting a contract with a major pharmacy benefit management company.
Okay.
And so we're very excited about that. We'll be scaling that up in 2020. Also becoming a QHIN. So that is huge. We have a first mover advantage, becoming one of the first in the country, accredited QHIN. So this is a nationwide network, and we'll be working directly with the regional coordinating entities and under TEFCA, this new piece of legislation, the Trust Exchange Federated Common Agreement, scaling that up. We're also going to be leveraging our trust framework for FHIR, the Fast Healthcare and Operable Resource, which is the latest protocol that we're using in healthcare. But FHIR right now doesn't have a trust framework. So you have to have a pre-existing relationship. So you and I would have to have an agreement before we could exchange data.
Okay.
What we are doing with the digital identity is being able to create the identity on the fly. So let's say you're a primary care doctor, you want to refer to a specialist at the Mayo Clinic, but you don't have a relationship with the Mayo Clinic. If under the current structure, that would be something you couldn't do. Using the iShare Medical Trust Framework, you would be able to establish that relationship in real time because you would be trusted, ID proofed as a primary care doctor, they would be ID proofed as that specialist, and then we can make that electronically happen. So it's a way to authenticate, authorize, and exchange information dynamically.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's really awesome.
So last question, what do you hope to get out of the Startup Health Festival? Kind of why is it important to be at an event like this?
Yeah, well, for us, it's really about, we're looking to raise capital. So we're meeting with a bunch of investors. We're also, though, this is an amazing network of health transformers, and I learn something new every day.
Yeah.
So it's so great to talk to people and see what they're doing and saying, that's cool, and how can we partner? We're already partnered with a couple of transformers already, are customers of ours, so that's just awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Linda, that's all the time we have.
Great.
I hope you have a wonderful couple of days here, and really excited about what you're building. Okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, take care. You can step here.